What are Chrome OS and Chromebooks, you might ask? Good question. That's what this video is about, so it's about to be answered. Chrome OS is an operating system designed by Google that can only run Chrome, and some Android apps actually. It's designed for people who don't do much with computers except for just using the internet. Chromebooks are computers that run Chrome OS, and they're usually cheap, with some being as low as $179. One of the first Chromebooks, the Samsung Series 5, was released in June 2011, and its specs were decent for a Chromebook. The computer had a 12.1-inch display, 2 GB of RAM, a dual-core 1.6 GHz processor, an Intel Graphics Media Accelerator 3150 integrated graphics card, and 16 GB of storage. At least it had a good amount of ports, camera, 3G support, 802.11 and standard Wi-Fi, and 3G connectivity. But it has no Bluetooth, so those good things are canceled out by the non-Bluetooth connectivity. Would I use that Chromebook nowadays? Maybe. I could probably do it, but I don't want to. Oh, and also it starts at $429 in case you were wondering. What are the specs for modern Chromebooks? Let's look at the Google Pixel Slate for comparison. The Google Pixel Slate starts at $799, and it feels more like a tablet than a laptop, as it doesn't even come with a keyboard. Like, it has a detachable one. It doesn't come standard with the keyboard. That costs $199 more, bringing the total to around $1,000. It has a 12.3-inch display, an 8-megapixel front camera, an Intel M3 processor, which can and should be upgraded to an Intel Core i5 or i7 to avoid tons of lag. Check out Marquez Brownlee's video about it in the icon in the top right corner of your screen. It should appear now. Okay. It has 64 gigabytes of storage by default, which can be upgraded to 128 and 256 gigs of storage, depending on your storage likings, and 2 USB-C ports. Whatever. Despite the criticism, if I were given an i5 or i7 processor model with a keyboard, I could and would totally use this as a productivity tablet, but just not really a computer. I want a computer like a MacBook or something for schoolwork and iMovie/Final Cut Pro video editing, as it has its own dedicated software. You don't just have to use the web. You don't have to use a web browser to access everything on Chromebooks, and it's way more powerful. But Google, if you're watching this and have the next version of the Pixel Slate and want someone to test it, hit me up and I'll review and use it. You might know what Chromebooks are from another use of them: education. According to Google, in January 2019, Chromebooks were used by 13 million students and 40 million people use Google Classroom. Google service for classrooms, allowing teachers to post assignments and stuff on the Google Classroom page and students to send messages to the teacher and work on assignments online. They've been big in schools, and personally, I've used Chromebooks in school since I was in the 4th grade. However, Chromebooks are starting to grow in personal use, with a source I used for this video, sources in the description, saying that Chromebooks made up 21% of notebook sales in the US during Q4 of 2018. More and more people are switching to Chromebooks as they realize that they only use a web browser. But you might be wondering, should I buy a Chromebook and switch to that instead of using a computer? Here are some questions you should ask yourself before you decide whether to switch or not. What do I use on my computer? If you just use your web browser and have a couple apps and stuff that are also available online or have an Android version, because you can run Android apps on Chromebooks, then you should move on to question 2. Stop moving this chair. What features do I have on my computer that I like that will go away if I switch? Do you use a specific feature or are too used to your keyboard shortcuts? If not, do you still want to go through the effort of learning all new stuff and how to use your computer's keyboard shortcuts and all that stuff just for the sake of upgrading? If you answered no to the last question the question I just said, the main one, I have one more question for you. Do I want to switch? You might like your computer or its operating system so much that it's nearly impossible to switch to a new one. So are you willing to go through the effort to switch to a new one when you can just buy a new version of your old computer or just stay on an old model? If you really just want to switch though, then go ahead. if you really want to switch to a Chromebook, just go ahead and choose one that fits your needs. Like, I think on Google's Chromebook website, they allow you to, like, put in a bunch of stuff you want on your computer, and then they'll choose a Chromebook for you. And yeah, it's gonna be the end screen now. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, maybe subscribe, check out the links below, like my social media and methods to support me. But that is all I have for today, and don't forget to keep on ranting. Bye!